Hello.
All right, the Black Airbender here with
Priscilla.
Priscilla. We just did a breathwork session, so that was pretty good.
That was awesome.
We were talking about the new Earth in that sense, and you were saying science was. What were you saying about the scientists? They found.
Science has already confirmed that there's almost like two Earths being developed and built at this time. And one is definitely the old Earth where we all have been. And there's a new Earth in creation, which we're just calling the new Earth. And it becomes a choice right now of which one you want to do. So the easy route is staying in the old and what's comfortable and what you already know. It does require a little bit of effort and a little bit of movement if you want to choose the new Earth. But there's so many awards there where everything just becomes magic and play and wonder and unity.
So we see the increase in chaos in that sense, right? But natural law will always be. That's what I always say. And if there's an increase in chaos, there's definitely an increase in love in that sense.
balance.
The balance, it's definitely there. You know, we may see chaos on TV, and in that sense, but what they're not showing is communities are actually getting closer and closer together in that sense.
Absolutely.
In another way. So it all depends on what you're focusing on. If you're focusing on bringing community together to establish different ways of thinking and progressing the community, then
That's what you'll see.
Yes, that's what you'll see. And if you want to dive into the news, then that's what you'll experience in that sense. Everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. I just posted Emotional Harvest. It's a book, and that I saw someone post it. I'm like, I haven't seen that book in over a couple of years, but the last time I saw that book was when I used to live in Cali. I was around NASA scholars. A lot of NASA scholars live in Cali, and Royals love coming in and out of Cali for some reason, aka Hollyweird, if you want to go there. And you know, I had the chance to be on that other side of close to what many would perceive as elites in that sense. And the way they talk and the way they perceive things, they don't really do it with force. And yet you see what we're seeing on the news, everything is done with force. And that is what they're using to trigger in order to get different things out of all this in that sense. So when you can see in between the lines, you can use it for your own benefit. You see the mass amount of chaos, and the mass amount of chaos in itself is energy in itself. So how do we transmute all that energy into what we truly want? And that is the main focus that many should be giving attention to, or paying their attention to. And paying attention is a form of currency. It's a form of energy currency. Whatever you focus on, like I say, I always say this: what you do frequently is your frequency. And you know, if we're focused on growth and healing and progressive mind state, then anything is possible.
Absolutely. Anything and everything is possible. So whatever, and just bringing it back to media has its own itinerary of what it is that they want out of this. So they focus the lens on a certain area, but if you're actually out in community with people, you see a whole total different perspective, because a lot of protests have been extremely peaceful. And I have so many friends being like, I'm here in the protest, and we've already been here for 3 hours and it's so peaceful, but they won't show this on the media because that's not news for them.
Right. And the main thing is, most of the people who are getting locked up for looting or whatever it is, they're not even from the city. So, and then you look into that. I don't like to dive too deep, but
Right.
but if they're not from the city, then there's definitely another agenda at play. And then you see, you know, cops actually seeing what's going on too. You know, they have a, they're not dumb, you know, and not all of them are like paid off or whatever we perceive to be with conspiracy theories and of that nature. You know, they're in the same boat with us. You know, some people of elite status may look at cops as just puppets in that sense, and that's what they don't want. Some cops don't want that, and some cops will see that, so they will, you know, they'll join forces, which we're actually seeing now. They're having communication with people, saying, "Hey, what's going on? You know, I believe in what you believe in. Let's protest together." And you will literally see cops really protesting with the protesters at this
Absolutely.
point.
And that's beautiful.
And it's real beautiful. So, you know, one can see, oh, we're being more divided more than ever. I feel like we're being connected more than ever, if anything.
But both are available at
And
this
both,
point.
yeah, both are available at this point in terms of perception. Perception is everything.
That's why, like, when someone says, "Oh, this is the way it is," or "This is the only thing that's happening," that's never true, because there's always another side to the same coin.
Right. And science has now proved that time, there's another parallel reality that time is moving backwards. So as we move forward, at the same time, time is really moving backwards. And it's so funny, you know, this type of talk used to be quote unquote woo-woo. And now we're coming to a point where you're seeing Eastern philosophies and science really just merging together. So people, this is the wake-up call. This is a big wake-up call. And if, you know,
That we have a choice.
we all have a choice.
We have a choice, and to associate yourself more with people who are living and being the type of people that you want to be associated with. If something or someone doesn't make you feel good, you don't have to be there. We have a choice. So if turning on the TV gets you anxious,
Turn
you
it
don't
off.
have to watch it.
Turn it off. It's, see, that's really energy. That is energy being wasted in a sense.
I love how you said that. Paying
Yeah.
attention is currency.
It is currency.
Because time is limited in a sense. We know that as soon as we're born, the clock is almost like ticking on how much longer you're gonna last, because we're not eternal humans here, even though our soul is eternal and we will live on after we transform. But our time here on earth, use it for what makes you feel excited and joyful and feels good. And love feels good. Love and unity feels good for almost everyone. And if they say that it doesn't, it's because the ways of love that they've been shown haven't been in agreement with how they would like to be loved. So then we put blocks up, like, "Oh, I don't want love, don't touch me because I've been hurt before."
Right.
And once you arrive in this energy where you see that everything is a choice, it's not that negative emotions and triggers aren't going to come up. They're definitely going to come up, but if you're in more awareness to actually see it, you can change it. Which, just like everything that's going on, this quote-unquote war against race, it's always been here, but now there's a big spotlight being shown on it, so
More
everyone
people
can
have
see
cameras.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There was one picture I saw, they call it the picture that ended the Vietnam War. And it was really graphic. There's like two pictures that ended the Vietnam War. And when you see those pictures, you're like, when that picture came out, that's when the war stopped. So,
You want to describe what that picture is?
if I remember correctly, there was one picture of a random guy just holding the gun to a military personnel, and the other picture was just a starving baby. And those two pictures apparently ended the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
So,
It brought clarity
It brought-
to
it
what
brought
was
clarity.
actually happening.
right, there's so many monstrosities happening every day, all around the world. You know, let's not forget Colombia with massive protests and what's been happening over there, and all of Europe, really. You know, so this isn't really anything new. And I saw a video of, you know, someone saying, You guys got to find a better way. I've been protesting for years. And when you really think about it, and just being in that circle, when I used to live in Cali, or just being close to that circle, you start to understand that every individual has such a huge potential to make a massive shift if they choose. If they choose.
But it's definitely possible in everyone.
In everyone. It is
Absolutely.
definitely possible. And, you know, people who don't even have to really lift a finger to make this and that happen, we need to be in that mind state as well to create the things that we want in terms of love, peace, and prosperity. So when we're talking about energy, you know, they're using fear. Fear is another energy, and fear scientifically lowers your immune system and has many detrimental problems in that sense. And so does the state of love. They literally put a bunch of monks in a tube, and they were all just focusing on love, 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 and it literally replicated the black hole sequence. So another instance is when I think thousands of monks meditated on Chicago's crime rate.
That's where I was thinking.
That's another one, and the crime rate lowered dramatically.
Yeah, they got into like dark alleys where there was a lot of drug use, and it shifted.
So everyone holds the power. Everyone plays a part. No part is small at all. Even a smile to someone walking down the street, and you never know, he wanted to commit suicide or something, and just because he saw that smile, he's like, you know what? Something shifts in me. I don't want to do that today, or I don't want to loot today.
But there's power in everything.
There's power in everything.
So where are you going to focus your power? We have so much power in our hearts, in our minds, and what we choose to see, what we choose to speak. Our words are energy and movement. So where do you want to choose your power? Where do you want to direct it? There's power in everything, so choose that focus.
Likewise. So thank you all for sharing the breath. Peace.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since my first breathwork session with the Black Airbender. I've been following his content on Instagram for about 4 months now, but there is no substitution for a private breathwork session. Devon was extremely tentative in catering the lesson toward my needs, both physically and spiritually, and I'm incredibly grateful for the practices that he showed me that I now use and implement in my day-to-day life. I immediately experienced a range of benefits, increased of quality of sleep, and just my general quality of breathing, because I suffer from a variety of respiratory issues. But I'm very grateful for his wisdom, and thank you for your breath.